Ladies and gentlemen, debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. The Asia Cup squad has been announced, but what is making headlines is not the team, but the spirit. The question being asked is not why Shreyas Iyer has been left out, but why are we playing with sentiments with stage set for India versus Pakistan encounter on September 14th. Opposition gunning for the BCCI and the government, calling it the biggest betrayal to the families of Pahalgam victims. They are accusing the BCCI of being more interested in earning blood money while forgetting Operation Sindoor. This comes as Pakistan has withdrawn from Hockey Asia Cup, citing security concerns, which leads us to ask, when Pakistan can snub India for Hockey Asia Cup, can't India do the same when it comes to Cricket Asia Cup? Well, that's the question that is being asked.
Just Pahalgam has happened. There was Operation Sindoor. People are at pain. In this time, these kind of celebrations or competitions is avoidable. I hope that the BCCI stop these kind of things.
So wonderful selection according to me. And Surya Kumar Yadav is the captain. Subman Gill is the vice captain.
There's been a lot of talk around Asia Cup in the last few months. Do you think the focus will be solely on cricket when the team heads to UAE?
Talking about the team which has been picked up by the selectors today. That's it.
That they have killed our innocent brothers and sisters. How we could allow our cricketers to play their cricketers? Modi और अमित शाह को इसका जवाब देना चाहिए. Amit Shah's son is responsible for all these things.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining me on the debate tonight, Suhail Seth, marketing guru and commentator. Also joining me this evening, Atul Wassan, former cricketer. Dr. Anand Ranganathan continues to be with us. Sushant Sareen, senior fellow at the ORF. First up, Suhail Seth, you've been very agitated about India playing the Asia Cup. I want to ask you, the team has been announced, the match is going ahead as planned. Where does this leave Operation Sindoor? Where does this leave the families of the victims? And where does this leave politics in India as well as the policies of the BCCI?
So there are three things. A, I've not been agitated. I've been very anguished because I think, as you rightly said, Operation Sindoor is an ongoing operation. We sent 3 of our bravehearts to a quiz program on television last week. Operation Sindoor was on the invitation cards of the president's, of the invitation to the Red Fort talk. So my feeling is you cannot have partial pregnancy. We have to take a stand as a country. And as a country, the only stand we have taken, and there I must salute and commend the Prime Minister, who has always said that Pakistan will never get legitimacy. My view here, Navika, is by playing cricket with them, you're legitimizing Pakistan's presence, you're accepting their presence in a cricket match, and you are having the Indian team. See, it is not a BCCI, Dhakuria team from Calcutta which is playing. This is the Indian team representing India, which was involved in Operation Sindoor against Pakistan. So you are putting your national flag right out there, and to my mind, that is unacceptable.
Well, you talk about legitimizing the presence of Pakistan. Anand Ranganathan, Pakistan is present. If we shut our eyes, can we pretend that Pakistan does not exist? And therefore, does this argument hold true that by playing the match, we are legitimizing the presence of Pakistan?
Navika, very quickly, 3 issues out here. Look, first of all, I apologize for, my general outlook at things. I am seen, rightly so, as very cold, scientific, calculating, unemotional, detached from what a billion of my brothers and sisters are. I apologize and I accept it. My problem is I always go by first principles. I try and evade being hypocritical wherever it is possible. So there are 3 issues out here. Number 1, Many people say, should politics enter sports? Politics always enters sports. And sometimes legitimately there are reasons for it. For example, at the time when South Africa was the 5th largest economy of the world, we boycotted it because it was an apartheid state. We never played with South Africa for 50 years. And everyone agreed that we took the high principled moral stand, correct stand. Number 2, is Pakistan a terror state? Absolutely it is. And it will continue to be a terror state. Now the third point. Are we having a bilateral relationship with Pakistan? No. And I'm happy we are not. But the fact is, when on international forums, wherever sports or politics is involved, are we not being hypocritical when we play the Olympics, where Pakistan and other despotic nations are also playing, where we have Neeraj Chopra competing directly side by side with the Pakistani javelin thrower Nadeem? So if we said that, look, Pakistan is sponsoring terror, we will not compete with Pakistan, not play with Pakistan, why did we play Olympics? Why did we play the Cricket World Cup? Let us not have double standards out here. When it comes to bilateral competition, sports or anything, yes, we should not have Pakistan or have any involvement. But when it comes to international forums, we cannot have separate rules when it comes to Pakistan. That is my standing, and that is why
Suhail is still not satisfied with the argument.
Normally, Anand is extremely lucid and logical, but today both these abilities have left him, and I'll tell you why. The Olympics is an incorrect example to use because when the Olympics did happen, Operation Sindoor was not an ongoing operation. So that argument doesn't hold. Number 2, it is no one's case that, because it's an international forum versus a non-international. You have to understand the sentiment of 1 billion people. Today, the sentiment of 1 billion people is we lost 26 innocent lives in Pahalgam. They were lives that were inflicted upon by terror. The terror was coming from Pakistan. Pakistan has no scruples. We have gone to town talking about Operation Sindoor, about valor, about sacrifice. And then you play a cricket match. And at that cricket match, let me tell you, Navika, with due respect of the hypocrisy of many of our fellow citizens, many people will be watching that match, either physically or on television. That is a bigger hypocrisy. Now, you might ask that, yes, they will be watching. The fact that we will be watching is because that platform has been made available for us to watch. That in itself should not have happened. And let me tell you, Navika, it's 26 families. The number may seem small compared to 1.4 billion people, but those 26 lives were Indian lives. Those 26 widows are Indian widows. Those 26 children, families will be orphans.
I completely understand your anguish, the turmoil that this country has been through. But Atul Wassan, is the BCCI between a rock and a hard place on this decision? We happen to be even hosts of this Asia Cup. Can we just walk out of this entire match is a question many are asking. The others are purely saying that when you have a war going on with them, how do you actually play cricket and pretend everything is hunky-dory, sportsmanship, spirit and all of that? But the fact is, war hai bhai. It is war.
The war तो चल रही है 1950 से, by the way. We have been at war since 1950. There have been intermittent periods of peace in the middle, but war has been on ever since, and it's going to go on. How long will you keep on doing this? Because there's no end to it. When will you start again? You have to draw a line, unless, and I agree with that. The Olympic example is pretty okay, because forget what happened last Olympics. If the Olympics was next month, what would Sohail do? That India doesn't play? And by the way, you cannot question the legitimacy of Pakistan, because that legitimacy has been sanctioned by the biggest country in the world, the strongest, USA. Donald Trump has already legitimized by hosting Asim Munir while we are sitting doing the show. If India was playing POK...
Legitimize. No, now you want the United States, Atul, my friend, you want the United States to legitimize.
Yeah. So
it's a very pertinent question.
Well,
Atul has asked.
We have been holding our breath for the Alaska meeting to get over, for the terrorists to go back. It's not the point. Let me finish.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, because if India was playing POK, in a cricket match, then I can understand. But this is a wrong question, wrong premise. So what we do, because India and Pakistan are in various forums across the globe, in various economic forums, in UNO, wherever. So the meeting has to be attended by both parties. And if you don't have the power to ostracize Pakistan over, don't go down this path. Because India, before the cricket happened, Indian government had allowed Pakistani hockey team to come to India to play hockey for the qualifiers. So if India doesn't allow that, India gets disqualified in Olympics. So the whole ecosystem has to be taken care of. So if you stop playing cricket, because cricket is the optics, but that optics has to be questioned. That does India playing cricket with Pakistan makes things okay? No. We should send the signal out. I am also pained and anguished by what has happened. But this is a necessary evil. We need chemotherapy to kill the the bad cells, but the good cells will also die. We have to live with this.
Well, Sushant Sareen, chemotherapy. Now we're looking at Asia Cup India-Pakistan match as chemotherapy. That is required. It is a necessary evil. But also what Atul Wassan says, we are an aspirant to host the Olympics down the line 2036. Is that pressure telling on us? Is that justified to hold the Asia Cup for the India-Pakistan match on September 14 to take place? Where do you stand on this?
Okay, so Navika, I'm going to make a couple of points. One, the sheer shamelessness of BCCI going ahead with this tournament, because this is a tournament which is not even an ICC tournament. This is a complete BCCI and the rest of the Asian Cricket Council tournament. And if the BCCI, which is supposed to be a superpower of cricket, almost like what America is to the rest of the world, if the BCCI cannot assert itself or cannot make an example where it needs to make an example, then shame on it. Even more deafening is the silence of the very loquacious spokespersons of the government of India, especially the Bharatiya Janata Party, who have a position on everything, but you ask them about Asia Cup and they're like little pussycats in the rain or something, an expression Anand very often used to use. They're like that. They just hide in a hole like, whatever you want to call them, rats or whatever. Not one of them will come out and give you a cogent argument. Third, when we play Olympics, and because Anand gives the example of the javelin competition, the Olympics didn't pit that Pakistani lowlife against Neeraj Chopra. That guy came from up the competition, and it just so happened that he was 1 and Neeraj Chopra was 2. It wasn't as though there was a deliberate, keeping them in the same pool so that there is more money made. In this case, what is the model? That more money will be made, more lucre will come. It is pure and simple greed. Number 3, India does not get disqualified from Olympics because you don't allow Pakistan to come in. In fact, if India is the host of Asia Cup, why is the Asia Cup not being held in India? Why is it being held in the UAE? First. Secondly, if the Pakistanis don't come, it's their problem. But if they were to come, even in an international tournament, I would really feel very offended if they were to step in my country. But let us assume they were to come. Or they were not to come because we are not inviting them. Worst case scenario is that the IOA will say that India cannot host an Olympic Games. What are you talking about? In 2036, we will host the Olympic Game. It is not even a certainty right now. Nobody has awarded you the Olympic Games.
Atul Wassan,
you don't know what will happen.
These questions beg an answer. This is not an ICC tournament. This is not a multilateral stage. This is a commercial greed project. Please respond.
Let me complete.
Yeah.
You don't know what will happen 3 months from now. You are talking about 2036?
Yeah.
What is this nonsense we are talking about? Then finally, there is this whole concept of the Pakistanis including the PCB chief, is threatening nuclear strikes on you. And you are saying Operation Sindoor is on. And then you are saying, I'm going to play cricket because this is how we promote bonhomie. And the US, the UK, the entire white world supported the apartheid regime throughout. That did not give that regime legitimacy.
When the rest of the world said we do not consider Europe and America to be the world.
Point taken, Atul Wassan. There is a strong argument against going ahead.
Yeah, point taken.
There is only one argument.
I get it.
Would you want money?
Of course, it's not certainty that they don't.
1 minute, Atul. Only
money. So let me put a question out there.
What is 1 minute? Let me finish. I haven't finished. What is more important to India? Money versus sentiment, cricket versus us civilians, the right versus wrong, humanity versus terrorism. You have to answer these 4 questions. All the other is baloney.
I have a solution.
Okay, so then let's have a Norman Tebbit test. You know why? Because let's say test per test. Because the money is the point. Money will always come when there are eyeballs. Okay. Let's see if all the countries against. Let's now decide put BCCI in a corner.
You will be watching
the match. How many eyeballs are there for them? Please listen to me.
You will be watching the match.
Then again,
will watch the match.
Why would you watch the match? Then don't watch this match. And then BCCI will not make money because the eyeballs will not be there. But the point is,
here's my solution. Here's my solution. Atul is a cricketer. He has vested interest in the game, not in the tournament. He has a vested interest. Yeah. He's a cricketer, former cricketer. Let me tell you what the solution is.
You're right.
You want to punish Asia Cup? I'll give you the solution. Get all the sponsors to withdraw. Make sure all the platforms that are of Indian origin do not stream it. Yeah. Make sure that Navika Kumar does not cover and have a frankly speaking with any cricketer during that time.
I normally
don't. Sorted the issue.
I don't know your gully from my gully because my gully is here in Film City in Noida. But ladies and gentlemen, I only want to say that the government is taking its position. The Indus Water Treaty, for example, the Prime Minister has spoken about it. We are hitting them where it hurts. But should we play the match? Because in India, cricket is a religion. And sentiments after Pahalgam are running high, even on nationalism, on patriotism. Does the Asia Cup come in between all of that? It's a question that is irking and paining many Indians. It's a question we should take a decision on because each one of us as an Indian today does feel a little bit insulted, a little bit pained that we are going through with a match, almost as if nothing has happened between India and Pakistan. And that is not a feeling Indians are comfortable with. Should there be a rethink? Absolutely. Will there be a rethink? Doesn't seem like it. So where do we go from here? Well, outrage, is that all? Well, somebody needs to take notice. Somebody needs to come forward and give the answers that are being demanded. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Good night and be safe.
The Newshour at